and it's called bullying. And it's something that Mr. Dorsey and Ms. Knight and I deal with every day. Y'all know, okay? Not a day goes by, or not a day has gone by this school year that we haven't had a student come to us and say, so-and-so's bullying me. Let's not. Or I'll get back next to the speaker. Or that we've had parents call and say, my child's being bullied. There's a lot of stuff on the news about it lately, and that's why it's such a hot topic. So we want to do everything we can at Calhoun Middle School to make sure we don't have any bullies. We have no room for bullies here. But with that being said, we need to make sure we all understand what bullying is. So I have our tombstone here with rest in peace, but it doesn't actually stand for rest in peace. Ms. Knight, if you'll flip. It stands for how I want you to remember what bullying is. It stands for repeated, intentional, and power-based. So if the situation that's occurring does not meet these three specific criteria, it does not qualify as bullying. Okay, so we want to make sure we're not calling a conflict a bullying situation when it's not actually a bullying situation. So when I say R, you say repeated. Repeated means it didn't just happen one time. Okay, so if I have somebody come in and say, Miss Allen, I saw so-and-so in her room this morning and they called me an ugly name. Well, that just happened one time. Was it mean and inappropriate? Yes. Do we want our students at Calhoun Middle School to do that? No. Was he bullied? No. Okay? Look what the I stands for. Intentional. Intentional means that something was done on purpose. So listen up. I've had a situation before where somebody said, so-and-so hit me with their book bag, so I hit him back. But you know what really happened? When the person went by the student and they were in the close proximity to each other, the person accidentally hit him with the book bag. It was not on purpose. It was not intentional. Was that person bullied? No, it was not intentional. The last one is a little bit harder to understand, but I want to make it as clear as possible today, and that is the P stands for power-based. So that means the person who is being mean has some sort of power over the other person. That power could be in the form of the person who's being mean may be bigger. So size could be power, right? Or it may be that the person has lots of friends. So there's power in numbers, correct? So there's different ways that someone can have more power. Maybe the person is thought to be very popular, okay? And that's what gives them the discrepancy in power. Will you hit it again this night? So any repeated, intentional, power-based incident can be categorized as bullying. Look, this is very important right here, guys, because you're in middle school, and guess what? You're going to have conflict with other students. It's going to happen. It's a part of life that sometimes you don't get along with everybody. But let's understand what is teasing or conflict versus what is bullying. What do you notice about these two circles? They're the same size. So if I'm sitting in class next to Mr. Dorsey and I say something ugly to Mr. Dorsey about what he's wearing, and he says back to me, Miss Allen, have you seen your hair this morning? And then I say back to him, I've seen your mom's hair. And we go back and forth. I just did, Mr. Dorsey. If we go back and forth, am I bullying Mr. Dorsey? No. Is Mr. playing, but it was hurtful. Sometimes we completely ignore people, and sometimes what else do? We try to get our group to ignore somebody else and leave somebody else out. Kick, pull hair, tell others, hey, it's cool if you'll hit this person. Go kick him. Go over there at lunchtime, pull his hair. Listen up, guys. This is important. Listen up. Tell lies about somebody. Spread false rumors. How many times have you ever seen that done on the internet? Social media, where somebody says something ugly about somebody else. And then guess how many people see it? Thousands. These are all activities, you can flip this slide, these are all activities that somebody who is a bully might try to do. Now listen, what do you think makes somebody pick on somebody else or bully somebody else? Alright, I heard jealousy, and you're exactly right. Sometimes it is jealousy. But sometimes, listen up guys. Sometimes it is anything that makes that person different from a lot of other people. So it might be their race, it might be the color of their skin, it might be their religion, it might be just the way they look, it might be a special need that that person has. But hear this, I want to be able to hear a pin drop in this room right now. Nothing ever justifies being mean to another person. Nothing. I want you to leave the room with that statement. Nothing ever justifies being mean to somebody else. You do not have to like everybody at Calhoun Middle School. That's okay. But you do have to care for them. And that's what we're going to be doing with our social media, the focus that we do next month on social media and on random acts of kindness and being nice to others and care for others. You have to care for them. We expect you to care for them, and we expect you to respect their humanity. And what I mean by humanity, because that's a big word, is that everybody is a human. Everybody is their own person. And the things that hurt your feelings hurt other people's feelings, because they are just like you in the idea that they have feelings and they have a heart and they want to belong and fit in and be a part of Calhoun Middle School. Okay, we got three groups we're going to talk about really quick. The bully, well, we know who that is. That's the person who does the behavior. Then the bully, that's the target, that's the victim. And then the bystander, which is what many of us are in the room. Go ahead and flip. All right, look at this diagram for me, and as you're looking at it, I want you to think about where you fit in. You've got your bully right here. Lots of times the bully has a couple of people that do his dirty work for him. The bully's not necessarily the one who's putting mean stuff on Facebook or who's going over to the lunch table and doing something mean. A lot of times the bully's sending a couple of people, and those people do everything the bully tells them to do. Here you have your target. Here, these are your bystanders. And here you have a group that watches. And they might laugh, they might not. They might whip out their cell phone and video it, because they're going to put it on the internet later. Then you have the majority. And the majority watches what happens but doesn't do anything about it. And that's really, really, really sad. But I understand that in a way, because those people are fearful of, number one, the bully turning on them. Number two, standing up to the bully in front of everybody else. They're kind of scared about that. But that is what we're going to change at Calhoun Middle School. That is what we're trying to change. And every once in a while, you have the minority, just a couple of people over here, who will say, leave him alone. Stop. Don't do that. Those are the people with courage. But we all have to get that courage. Now, thinking about that, where did you fall in that picture? Are you the bully? Are you, listen up, are you one of the people that goes to do the bully's dirty work? Are you one of the people who watches like a bystander but will laugh, which is hurtful? Or do you want to be in that group who does something about it? You can Alright, this is what I want our school to look like. and grab that book bag, hide it in the trash can. Hey, go over there and pull her hair when you walk by. Hey, let's tell everybody that so-and-so did this at a party this weekend. If you were the person who's carrying out the dirty work, stop. I'm not telling you you have to stand up to that person, to the bully. I'm not telling you that you have to look at that person and say, no, I'm not going to do what you're telling me to do. I'm telling you, I just want you to walk off. Walk off and don't do whatever they ask you to do. It's very, very easy. I want all of my bystanders to become upstanders. And in that respect, we're going to stand with the person who's being targeted. And we're going to give that person power, the power of being supported by numbers. So if the bully doesn't have the power anymore, guess what? The bully can't bully. Alright, I want you to leave here with specific steps of what you need to do if you feel like you're in a situation where someone is treating you badly. The first thing I want you to try to do is ignore the person and walk away, because sometimes that'll take care of the problem. Just let it go. You can say whatever and just keep going. Or you might not say anything at all, walk away. The next thing I want you to do is look at that person and say, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. You don't have to be a smart aleck back. You don't have to make a cut back or say something negative. Just simply say, leave me alone, and walk away. If it happens again, you get a friend to stand with you. Because at Calhoun Middle School, we're going to stand with each other. And you and that friend together say, leave me alone. Okay? And then I do also want you to tell a grown-up, or an adult, or a teacher, we've got to know what's going on. When we have parents that send notes and say, my child's been being bullied all year and we've never heard about it, but we haven't had a chance to say, hey, have you followed these steps? Have you tried these things? And then we can go from there. Let me tell y'all something. We cannot be with y'all 24/7. We want y'all to learn how to take care of conflict the best you can on your own, because you will not always be standing beside me or standing with a teacher, and we can't control what other people do. So we want you to know how to react if you find yourself in this situation, and then you come to us and let us help. Alright, cyberbullying, and this is a whole other advisement lesson that we're going to have next month. Cyberbullying means someone is bullying someone online, spreading rumors online, making some ugly comments to that person online. It only takes one person in that situation to disagree. So I'm asking every one of you to do this for me. If you are on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media site that you stay on, if somebody says something ugly about somebody else or says something mean, all I want you to do is say, I disagree. Because it only takes that one person to say something to make the other person that's being ugly go, well, I don't have everybody's support on this. I can't get everybody to team up with me. I'm going to back off and leave that person alone. Raise your hand if you can do that for me. Okay, Linda's mine. Alright, we've talked about this before, what a bystander is. Y'all are all my bystanders. I hope I don't have any bullies. But a bystander is present during the bullying. The bystander may watch or look away and may even join in. And we want all of you to change from being bystanders to being upstanders. And what I expect you to do is to tell the person to stop and leave that person alone. Also, if you don't want to say anything, all it takes, let's see, Miss Stone, come up. Mr. Dorsey, you want to come up? Eric, you want to come up with Mr. Dorsey? No? Okay. Right there with the hat. Okay, let's say that Miss Stone is right over here. And she's the bully, and let's say Miss Stone's been bothering me a lot. It's been happening over and over and over, and she's doing it on purpose, and she has power over me. And she keeps on and keeps on and keeps on, and I have tried, hey, leave me alone. I've said, you know what, I'm going to tell an adult, leave me alone. I've tried walking away. I've tried ignoring her. Maybe all it takes is Mr. Dorsey, and then Bryson, to come stand right here with me. And we don't have to say anything at all. They don't have to say anything. Just standing anyway. I expect you to care about others. Whether you like them or not, I expect you to care about other people because there is no room for bullies at CMS. Bottom line. Last slide, I want you to make a mental picture of this slide. CMS, because that's what we're about. Calhoun Yellow Jackets. C is going to stand for courage. We are going to all have courage to stand up for others and to stand with others. M is the M in empathy, and empathy means to think about what it feels to be somebody else, to think about their feelings and consider their feelings. And a lot of times we don't do that very well, and we're going to work on that. And the S stands for Let's Stop Bullying at CMS. We're going to be done with bullying. Thank you.